You wait, you take your time, and now when you let go, one card has disappeared from the 5, leaving only 4. They spread, and they see one card face up, and it is indeed the 9 of spades, their card. Yo guys, what's going on? Alex Pandrea here, back with another video. In today's video, we are going to talk about the Biddle Trick. The Biddle Trick is one of the most powerful tricks that you can do if you do it right. Now, I've seen a lot of different versions of the Biddle Trick. We're gonna go over just the basic one, but with sort of my touches and tips and handlings on it to make it more powerful than it really is. Now, I like this effect because it has a lot of things combined into one. So if you only have a short period of time to do a certain effect, this is definitely one that you should do and drive in the power of this effect by the certain techniques and subtleties that I'm going to teach you. Like I said, there's a lot built into this effect, so not only are you finding the card, which is I guess the overall main point of it, but how you're finding it is you're doing a little bit of mind reading, quote unquote. You're doing a little bit of let's see if you can lie to me during the presentation of this. You're vanishing a card and then you're making it appear face up, so a lot of things built up. So this is more than just an effect. It's sort of a routine that you can show different skills, whether it be sleight of hand skills or mental skills, that kind of stuff. So let's get into it right now. Okay, so here is the Biddle Trick. This is how it looks. Deck of cards is shuffled and the spectator takes out any card they want. Let's say it's this card, for example. Remember that card? Perfect. Now the spectator shuffles up as much as they want, or whomever is willing to watch your magic at this point shuffles up the deck. You have no idea where the card is or what the card is. But now you're going to try to guess the spectator's card by reading their mind a little bit. So turn the deck over and you say repeat the card over and over in your mind, and you're going to go through the pack and try to take out a few cards. And you're just going to make some guesses based off of what you read from their thoughts. So you take out a few cards, maybe a 6, a 9, maybe a queen, could be an ace, or a 2. If it is a red card, I think it might be a lower card. So I'm gonna go with these 5 guesses. Now these 5 guesses, don't say anything out loud if it is or isn't your card. I'm just gonna try to now guess further by narrowing down, by you telling me whether it is or isn't, but only in your mind. So this is how it's gonna work. I'm gonna ask you, is it this card? Is it? You're only gonna answer in your mind, yes or no. I'm gonna try to guess what's inside your mind and see if you're lying or not, okay? That's the idea. So, don't say anything out loud, got it? What's your name? No, you see, don't say anything out loud. You answered, I heard you there. All right, any case, 6 of diamonds, is that your card? Only in your mind, perfect. Maybe. All right, and you take a look into their eyes. 9 of spades, is that your card? Maybe, maybe not. Queen of hearts, possibly. Ace of spades, it might be the ace of spades. All right, this might be tough for the 2 of hearts. I know it's one of these cards. It could be the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, or the 5th card. This is what we're gonna try to do. You ask the spectator to hold out their hand, and now you put your other hand on top of it just like this. With a little bit magic gesture, you hold onto their hand, you shake it up and down a little bit, you wait, you take your time, and now when you let go, one card has disappeared from the 5, leaving only 4. Hopefully, their card is now disappeared from the 5 cards rather, and now it appears in the deck that was on the table or in their hands from the very, very beginning. They spread and they see one card face up, and it is indeed the 9 of spades, their card. Okay, so what do we need to know to put this whole routine together? Well, there's a few things. The first thing that you want to know is to force a card, because that's obviously very important, and it comes in handy when you give out the deck to be shuffled and then you take it back to take out the cards in the mind reading selection process. Obviously, the easiest way to do it is to force a card so you know what the card is before the trick even starts. Now, if you don't want to force a card, maybe you missed the force for some reason, there are ways around it. So one of the things you can do is use a key card. I use this sometimes, where they put the card back and then you're just gonna glimpse the bottom card using that as a key card. This goes on top like that. Now before you give out the deck to be shuffled, I turn over the deck and I say, look, your card could be somewhere in here, and I spread it until I see my key card, and then I know their card. So I glimpse their card basically, now give it to them to shuffle. They shuffle as much as they want because now you know the card. So obviously the very first thing that you want to do is know the card by forcing, key card, glimpsing, whatever. Second part of this is to take it back, and you're going to now start the presentation, I guess you could call it, where you're going to go through the pack and out jog 5 cards, one of which possibly is their card, okay? So at this point, you're going to out jog 5 cards, and you tell the spectator to repeat the card over and over in their mind. Now, this is important, at least to me, because I like effects where the spectator does their part to help you out, and it's not just about you doing something and the spectator just watches you. So the spectator does their part, they repeat the card over and over in their mind, and this helps you to narrow down the card, you say. So you always take out 5 cards, and all the time the second card is going to be their card. So remember, their card is the Queen of Hearts. I go through, I take out 1 random card, then I take out their card, out jogging it like this, then I take out a 3rd card, 4th card, and a 5th card. It doesn't matter what cards are being taken out, but you want to get into sort of this position, okay? Now, with that being said, you're going to square up, and you're going to strip out the cards any which way. I think a nice way to do it is to pivot it on the left middle finger and pivot it along just like that and take it out. Doesn't matter which way you want to do it, but this is just to keep in mind you want to be as elegant as possible when doing the small little things, okay? Just a nice little touch. I turned the rest of the deck over face down while these cards stay face up. Now you tell them don't say anything out loud, but I think one of these might be your card, and you look at them and you kind of give them like a little smirk. They're going to sort of react. You can kind of see it in their face, and you could use that to be like, yes, you see, you didn't say anything out loud, but I know that this is one of them is your card. And you're going to use that. You're going to use that presentation to say, now what we're going to do is I'm going to ask you, is it this card? Is it this card? Is it this? I'm going to ask you some questions. I only want you to answer in your mind, okay? Nothing out loud, just in your mind. Then I ask them this little question, which I think is very funny. Right after you say that, you say, what was your name again? And they're going to tell you your name. Happens all the time. And then you go, no, nothing out loud. Of course I know your name. So this is kind of a presentational hook that I always like to use in times like this because, one, it's a little funny moment that breaks up the sort of seriousness of this routine. And also, 2, it's a nice little thing to say, hey, of course I remember your name. All right. So with that being said, you say, okay, remember nothing out loud, and it reinstills the fact that you should say nothing out loud. You place the 5 cards just like that, and you're going to ask them, is this your card? Is this your card? And you only answer in your mind yes or no. At this point, you have the 5 cards face up. You want to cut, grab a break, cut half the cards to the table, and pick up the half of the cards with the 5 cards spread like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. Now I'm going to count off the cards into my left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like this, okay? But what's going to happen is, remember, the second card is their selection, is you're going to strip, hold a break on the second one, and on the third one, you're going to strip, and you're going to take this card and leave it on the bottom of this packet, okay? So that's essentially what's happening. Here it is in slow motion. I take out 1 card, show it to them, and ask them, is this your card? Is it the 5 of clubs? Now, this is also good because if they, for some reason, answer out loud and they say no, it doesn't give away that this is the card. And then you can say repeatedly, no, only in your mind, okay? Because sometimes it happens. Is it the 5 of clubs? All right, and you look at them. You look at them in the eye, and you kind of go back and forth. You're very, your gestures are relaxed at this point. You're not very constrained like this, because that's going to be important to be sort of open and relaxed. Say, is it the 5 of clubs? They go no, in their mind, of course. You say, is it the Queen of Hearts? And you look at them, again, a little step back, you're relaxed, and I just get a little break, just like that, the smallest little break. You don't want a huge break, and you want to tilt it a little down so they don't see the break. Obviously, that's the only thing really that you have to hide in this part of the routine. As you come to strip off the 3 of hearts, you're going to place this to the bottom and connect it by grabbing it with the middle finger and the thumb, and now keeping it on the bottom. So now you've stolen the Queen of Hearts out. Okay, so let's look at that again. This is second. You go 5 of clubs. Is that it? No. All right. Queen of Hearts. Maybe. As you come here, all you're doing is you're just leaving it, grabbing the 3. Is it the 3? I don't know. Maybe the 2. All right, how about the ace? And now you lift up your hand. You place this down without saying anything. and you look at them and you say, okay, now I think I have a strong sense of what your card is from one of these 5. Could be the first, could be the second, could be the third, fourth, or fifth. Now what I'm doing here is an Elmsley count. Now if you don't know Elmsley count, there are places out there that you can find how to learn the Elmsley count. I'll give you a basic overview now. You're going to count 4 cards as 5. So I'm going to count 1 by taking it off, holding it sort of in dealer's grip, and now I'm thumbing it out with a thumb, holding the 4 in the right hand. Alright, so 1. As I come back, you're going to leave this card to the bottom and only count the top card and say 2. Now you're going to really take the 3rd card, 3, really take the 4th card, 4, and now you're recounting the 5th one, which was the first one that you put on the bottom, 5. So it looks like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They think that there's 5 cards, there's 4, the card is already there, you're good to go, way ahead. This is where you can play it up. You tell them to put it in their hands just like that after counting 5 cards. That's what's really great about this. They just saw 5 cards go into their hands. Now you can do a few things from here, but I just like to hold their hands just like this. Take a deep breath in. Just imagine your card vanishing. Imagine you counting and there's only 4 cards. They're going to do that in their mind. When they lift up their hand, they're going to spread. They're going to see only 4 cards. They're going to turn the cards over. They're going to see their card has vanished. So there's a lot of escalation in this trick. You get one moment after another, which is really, really nice. Another thing that you can do at this point is just to have them think of their card, and now you actually guess what the card is. So you remember, you force the Queen of Hearts from the beginning. You say, okay, I know it was one of the red cards. It could have been the heart. Could have been the diamond or the heart. There was a Queen of Hearts and an Ace of Diamonds, right? Okay, think of it, repeat it over and over. Yes, I'm gonna go with Queen of Hearts. Yes? And at this point it's really nice because sometimes they answer in their mind and you go, you answered in your mind, didn't you? And they go, yes. And you go, you did it again. Now you could open up your mouth, don't worry, say it out loud. Was your card the Queen of Hearts? They say yes, look, it's gone. They open up their hand, they go like this. They see that the card is gone. 2 great moments right there. One of the card vanishing, of you guessing the card, then the card vanishing. You leave this off to the side. This has been on the table the whole time, and then they go through it, and the card is there for the revelation. Again, what you can do is have the cards now in your hand, do it, and place the deck in their hands and put their hand on top of it. Any which way that you want to present it, it's up to you. You could do the whole presentation of, I'm going to try to make it go from here to here, so you tell that beforehand. They hold it tightly, you hold it tightly like this, and then you just kind of come together, touch hands. From this point on, when the effect is done, then you could really take it any which way that you want. But I think it's a very strong trick where there's a lot built into it. Okay guys, there you have it. That was the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Do take your time with it, learn the different aspect, and there's so many different ways to do it. So play around with different versions, come up with your own, and let me see what you got. If you did like this video, go ahead, like this video by liking it. Subscribe if you haven't already, share it around to your friends, and stay tuned for the holiday giveaway contest releases, everything that is to come soon on houseofplayingcards.com and thebluecrown.com. We will see you next time. Peace.
I ain't a man that you've been looking for. Hearts being darker than a devil's soul.